here with Schiller. Now, before we begin, I just want to congratulate you on being named Business Person of the Year by the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Now, since you're so successful, we want to know, how did this law firm come about?
Really, it came about from wanting to do always what I wanted to do, which was to first make the client first. Talk with people, be more involved with people. I was at a large law firm. I was then at a large ratings agency, Standard & Poor's. Standard & Poor's back in 2006-07 was going through a lot of turmoil. And I had to think, which way am I going to go here? And I decided to open up a law firm with some friends first. And then from there, I decided I'd like to be on my own. And so that's really how it started. I just said, I want to choose kind of an old school attorney feel.
So can you talk about your experience working as an associate of Standard & Poor's and maybe how it's different than this we do now?
Oh, it's very different than what I do now, because at Standard & Poor's we were rating very large transactions. I was published on 23 what's called rating agency confirmations from $300 million to $10 billion. And you go through what's called an indenture, you review documents, and you make decisions that help the company rate the products that, pension companies are using, police officers, all the different unions, all the different, houses of finance, whether it's BlackRock or JP Morgan, even at the time, Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers. So I had gone through all of that. And it differs a lot from here, because here we're really working with an individual client. So I know that client, when they're buying or selling a home, what's going on with them personally, what's happening with their family, are they moving out of state, are they moving to a bigger house, a smaller house, what's happening with their kids. And you have to handle things in a little bit more delicate manner, because you really need to be looking towards the future for your clients. It's not just right now. All of my clients, a lot of them come from referrals, so I should say a lot. And so that really helps in terms of kind of learning what your client wants. And then all of a sudden I'll get that client's daughter who's buying her first house or who's doing something. So it's a nice thing.
It's a lot more personal than working at like a big firm.
Right, of course.
So as a former president of Kiwanis, what does community service mean to you? Are there any notable achievements that you would like to speak about?
Yeah, community service for me is really, really important. I feel that it's a foundation that I've helped build my practice on. I keep certain things separate, what I do for the community and what we do for business, but I think that community service is something that each of us needs to strive to do. I do a tremendous amount when it comes to community service. I think one of the nicest things that I was able to do was really just be part of East Meadow Kiwanis's different functions throughout the year. I know it sounds kind of silly, but when you're able to participate to help kids get a program up and running where they're able to do a planting around the school, or they're able to feed people who are in need of food, and to be part of East Meadow Kiwanis' senior military and Thanksgiving breakfast. So it's not just the one thing, it's a culmination of a lot of different things that happen. I remember the first time we were delivering food. We went on a Saturday morning and we were given 3 different families to drop food off, and I was with my children, and they were able to see that we were able to drop off food, and you don't know what somebody is really going through. So you may pull up to a house that's beautiful or cars that are really great, and somebody may have lost their husband, somebody may have passed from cancer. People are in different stages of their lives. It's kind of like when I was in the fire department. You're helping somebody on what's their worst day. So you can't let your worst days translate to them. You have to do what's needed to be done. I feel community service is that. It's taking care of people. You may not hear a word of thanks. As a matter of fact, the EMS prayer. A word of thanks I may not hear, but knowing is enough for me. So that's kind of how I approach it. But I was Lieutenant Governor of Kiwanis last year, and it was very nice.
Well, like you said, you like to keep your personal and professional life separated, but how has your experience in East Meadow contribute to your personal and professional development?
I think it's It's really everything. I've met some really great people who've become my mentor. Long-term residents of East Meadow. I've been here for quite some time. And, you know, I love that East Meadow is a huge town, but a lot of people know each other. And yet, no matter what, you're constantly learning new things, you're meeting new people who've all of a sudden done something new and exciting. I didn't know that the United Veterans Organization, and I've been here for a long time, I didn't know that they were in Eisenhower Park for certain things, and we were there. Our American Legion, Post 1082, wonderful things that they do. Of course, Kiwanis, and then how can you not mention the East Meadow Chamber of Commerce? Tremendously, always trying to help businesses along the way, beautify the community, doing things that people don't even know that it gets done, but it's helping business with business. So I think it's great like that. East Meadow is always, the community day is really, it's nice. Kiwanis and the Chamber partner to put that together. They've been doing it for 33 years or so. So it's really great. But I think it's a lot of the people in East Meadow that you kind of get that experience just by talking with people. You may not know something about a person until you kind of get to know them and you're like, wow, they did that. So I've had people help my son when he became an Eagle Scout. People whose sons were Eagle Scouts, and so it's just wonderful.
So what advice do you have to other people that want to have a successful business like yours while managing their time in community service?
I hate to use the word successful. I work very, very hard.
Yes, we can see.
I think that in order to run any business, you have to be willing to put in the time, the effort, the energy. If you really want something to get done, you have to ask somebody busy. That's just how it is. But I think anybody working to develop a business knows that you're always worried about the details, you're always working, and you never stop. So I think, the greatest thing that somebody can do is really put in the time, energy, and most importantly, the love. That's it.
Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Yeah, thank you.